Welcome back, trainers, and let's go ahead and take a look at some more Love Cup. Even though we do have other leagues opened up, I have been just doing the Love Cup for now. I'm really enjoying the Slowking, and we're going to be focusing on the Castform. Not, completely, but, kind of highlighted. It is going to be pulling in some work here. Really liking it, as well as just the regular Vileplume and not Shadow. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Have you guys been running into double charm teams? I personally have. And it's not a problem. As you can see, we're going to be resisting Charm with both the Sunny Castform and the Vileplume because of the fire typing resisting it, as well as the poison. Slowking can do pretty good going up against them as well, so it's really no problem. This team does have a specific weakness in the lead. I'm not going to say what it is, and it is kind of annoying. But with that said, it has been doing pretty good for me, and let's see what we have going on here. Now, these Electrodes, must say, the Hyper Beam is really getting me by surprise. Don't want to shield up a not very effective discharge, and then all of a sudden you get hit by a Hyper Beam. Now, that was just a foul play. Now, they're going to be swapping into their Clefairy here, and we're just going to go ahead and go into our Slowking and go for that Psychic. Psychic does have a chance to have a defense drop, so even if it's, say, a situation where you don't really need to get off any charge moves and just farm down with quick moves, you could potentially get the defense drop there. Anyways, we're going to go in here with the Vileplume, shielding that up, so it is going to be an even shield situation. They're going to be going in here with the Electrode and getting off that discharge. We're going to go ahead and shield that up and taking them out there. Good game. Into the next battle here. We're going to be starting off with Slowking for the entire time, and we're going to be met, of course, right off the bat with a Wigglytuff. So here we go. As you can see here, the Charm is going to be able to get us, pretty good as far as that damage neck to neck with Confusion, but we're going to be able to get to a charge move first and burning a shield, and they're going to go ahead and just farm us down here. Now, what is the play? Go in here with the Castform because it is going to be resisting the Ice Beam and potentially the Fairy type charge move that they're going to be using here. So we're going to absolutely let this go through and hold on to our shield, still holding on to 2. They're going to be swapping into Seeking here. Now, personally used it. It does have some really good plays because of the moves that it does have. Icy Wind here, going to be lowering the attack as well as doing some decent damage to specific types. But I just found it to just be a little squishy, but I'll test it out again in the future. Anyways, going for the Petal Blizzard onto that Mad Cargo, doing a lot of damage. Very nice. Going in here with the Castform, we are holding on to 1 shield left, and we're going to go ahead and shield up this Stone Edge for sure. And they're going to be instantly swapping into their Wigglytuff. At this point, we're just going to farm down. There's no point in throwing a charge move. And we take them out with Ember. Fantastic. Let's keep it moving here into the next battle. We're going to be met with a Alomomola. Now, this is a fantastic matchup for the Slowking because it just has, well, usually they're going to have Hydro Pump and Psychic, and you don't need to worry about it, either of those. So they're going to be swapping into a Shadow Slowbro here, in which we're going to be going in with our Vileplume, taking a lot of damage from the Confusion, but we also bring it down pretty low. Still holding on to 2 shields. They did win that matchup, unfortunately, so we're just going to go in here with our Slowbro and farm a little bit here. We do have the Castform in the back, so we need to be cautious as to that Alomomola coming out against it, but they're going to be coming back in with it, so that's just perfect. So there might be something back there weak to the Slowking. We'll have to see. All I know is we're going to be able to hold it down with this matchup, no problem at all. We're going to let this go through, a Psychic, and they did not get the defense drop, which is great, and they did not try to catch anything with the Psychic, so let's see how this is going to play out. They're going to be shielding it up again. Definitely something back there that they do not want it to see, and we may have made a mistake here, folks. Almost. That was very close by not shielding that. If we went in here with the Castform, we would have been in a lot of trouble if they farmed us down here, but we're able to get to another Psychic, and this will take them out. And they do have their own Castform back there. Now, here's the difference is we are going to have an extra shield. So it's just a matter of time here before the battle is over. So there you go. Castform's pretty good. It is expensive. Is it worth the investment? We've talked about this before. And it's not just good for the Love Cup here. It's going to actually be decent for a lot of potential metas that they do have coming down the line, as well as even the Open Great League to some degree. To some degree, it does have some play. It's actually pretty decent. So we're just going to go ahead and keep trucking along here. They finally realize, that that's not a winning matchup, and they back out. Good game into the next match here. Let's see what we're going to be met with this Slowking, and it is going to be a Scolipede. Absolutely love that matchup. They're going to be swapping into an Electrode here. Now, this might be the Hyper Beam one, I think it is. See, it throws me off. I need to start paying attention to the counting. And there goes the Hyper Beam. And it doesn't really matter. They could build up to a Hyper Beam potential energy and go for a discharge, right? And that's why I was trying to call it. So the Hyper Beam got us by surprise. It's really putting in work here. I actually do not have an Electrode made. So I have one, but just haven't made it. I don't know why. Horrible IVs. In comes the Alomomola. We're going to be building up a little bit of energy just to give the illusion as to maybe a Hyper Beam, or sorry, a Solar Beam. Got the Hyper Beam on my mind. And we're just going to go for another one here. We did get the shield, in fact, which is fantastic. Going to go ahead and swap into our Slowking here because we do know that the Scolipede is going to be taking a ton of damage from the Confusion, but also it is going to be able to hit us with super effective X-Scissor. So let's see what they want to do for this situation. We do have the Castform in the back, which is going to be able to handle the Scolipede here. So we want the Slowking to stay in this battle. All right, and at this point, we're going to be looking okay with the Castform when they are at that amount of health. Going to go for the Psychic instantly, of course. This will easily KO the Scolipede. There's no more shields. In comes the Alomomola again, and I think, yeah, just going to be able to get to another Psychic here. Slowking putting in the work. I'm so happy with this thing. Let's get it. Alrighty. What about Slowbro? What about the Shadow form? Unfortunately, both of the Shadow Slowpokes that I do have Frustration, and simple as that. And we're not going to go into Go Battle League with just one charge move. I mean, I could, but no, I'm okay. So we're just going to use the regular ones for now. They're going to be swapping into Wormadam, catching that Confusion. Very nice, but we're going to go ahead and swap right into our Castform, doing a ton of damage to both that Steel and Bug type. Surprisingly, it is taking those Embers a little bit better than I thought it would, so very nice. We are able to farm up. They have 2 shields, so do we. What are they going to do? And coming back with Alomomola, of course. Now, I didn't build up that much energy, so it's going to be kind of obvious as to a Weather Ball, and that's why they did not shield up. So a little bit of a mistake on my end. I thought they would try to potentially take us out, but it looks like they're going to be farming us down once they realize we threw our energy. That's exactly why sometimes it's almost better to keep on farming and almost have them just throw their charge move because they're nervous that you're going to get to their big charge move. You see what I'm saying? So they're going for that Hydro Pump and swapping into their Scolipede. And we have the Vileplume in the back. Got a little bit nervous here, just thinking, okay, we should be able to potentially win this still. We have 2 shields. Going to go ahead and shield up that X-Scissor here. And I think, yeah, I'm going to let this X-Scissor go through because we want to hold on to a shield for that last Pokemon that they do have. But at this point, I don't have a choice but to shield, so we're going to have to do that right now. But I'm pretty sure I can just Razor Leaf down here. And beautiful. Looking good. Vileplume pulling in the win. When the battle did seem like almost a loss. Into the next one here, we're going to be met with a Medicham, and this is actually going to be good for us, of course. Not surprising, they're going to be swapping into Alomomola. Now, we could have potentially stayed there, but we're going to go ahead and just go in here with our Vileplume to take that thing out, so the Castform could, you know, potentially roam free to some degree, unless they're running 2 water types, right? Or a Mad Cargo. What are they going to come back in here with? Or a Charizard. It is going to be that Medicham, so, wonder what they got back there. We'll just have to see. Gonna go ahead and go for the Sludge Bomb, letting it go through, which kind of surprised me that they did that there. And going for an Ice Punch. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and swap. They're going into a Caesar. We go into our Castform, and they're going to that. Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, you got, yep. I know how that goes. All right, into the next battle here. And if you do enjoy these battles, please give it a big thumbs up, folks. It really does help me out a lot. I'll be keeping you up to date on the news and bringing you some more battles, of course. And we're met with a Slowbro, so this is a very interesting. It's the battle of the bros here. The pokes. Very funny. All right. So we're going to let this go through. I honestly don't know who wins this. Let's see who gets into the red. Oh, me. I mean, I don't win this, but I'm going to lose this technically. We're able to get to another charge move, though, but it looks like they're going to simply farm us down at this point. They had a charge move, I'm sure. And what we do there is throw in our Vileplume and take them out before they're even able to use anything. So, yeah, let's get it. And they're going to be going in here with the Scolipede. This is not looking great here. I'm going to go ahead and let it go through, unfortunately. I mean, there's nothing we could do at this point. I'm not going to shield that up. Going to go ahead and go in here with the Castform and put all our hope on this to see if we can take this team out here. Letting this go through, calling an X-Scissor. They're going to be swapping into a Clefable, and I actually think we can potentially do this. This charm is going to really start adding up here. So let's see what we got. Hitting this Weather Ball as soon as we get to it. And at this point, I do believe we're going to farm down. They're going to shield this. They're going to farm down. As soon as that Scolipede comes in, we're going to hit that Weather Ball. Take them out before they hit us with any sort of X-Scissor or whatever. And we're going to take the win here with the Castform, putting in that work. Let's get it. Gotta love it. Getting to that Solar Beam is going to take a long time. But if shields are down and you're in a good situation with it, hey, you're going to have some coverage there. It's going to hit hard. So we're going to be met with a Mad Cargo. Funny enough, we're water type, but this is actually not the best matchup for us. So they're going to be swapping to catch this Psychic with a Wormadam, another one of these. You know what I find enjoyable? Beating these teams that I consistently see over and over again. And I know it's going to be some sort of YouTuber's team. And we're just taking them out. Let's get it. And they're going to be going in here with Mad Cargo. This is not good for us at all. We're going to shield this up for whatever reasons. I think we wanted to build the illusion as if we're going to solar beam them, because that actually would have done a lot of damage. And we're getting a shield. So the reason why I didn't actually go for the solar beam is because, well, we're getting that shield. I knew we were going to get it. Well, hoped we would. And now we're going to be able to do chip. As you can see here, we're going to be able to bring it down pretty low. They're going to be able to farm us, but at least we're going to be able to do something before we do go down. All right, now seeing that they do have a Mad Cargo, we're going to go ahead and throw in the Slowking here to absorb this charge move. Putting a bet down and hoping that there's going to be a water type in the back, and it is a Seeking water type. Beautiful. So our Vileplume is all set up for victory here, and we needed to go in with the Slowking to absorb that charge move so we didn't have to use a shield, so we can win this situation here. Fantastic. In comes the Mad Cargo, and we're able to farm him down with grass quick moves. Let's go into the next battle. We're met with an Alomomola. And we already know, and so do they. They're going to be swapping into a Wigglytuff, and we're going to go right into our Vileplume. You're going to see how this team's going to be able to handle a double charm team, even if the charm user is in the front or if the double charm's in the back. It doesn't really matter. Let's get it. Do I think it's a cheap team? Do I think it's a skillless team? No. You bring what you got to bring to the table. If you feel the need to bring a double charm user, you know, do what you got to do. And I've never been one to talk down against a team. I'm over here picking all kinds of wacky teams. And you play however you want. I'm not gonna jump on a wagon of any kind. So you enjoy yourself. And to that I have to say, keep using that double charm and taking them out. Anyways, we're gonna be in here with the Slowking, and they're gonna be going back in with the Alomomola. You love this. Gonna go for the Psychic. Nice neutral damage, no defense drop, that's okay. Now, if they build up a lot of energy, here's the thing. Hydro Pump is not very effective, but it actually does decent damage. More so than the Psychic. You don't need to worry about the Psychic so much. It's the Hydro Pump that does the damage. So we were shielding it up, calling it, and then they're like, back out right when they have a couple HP, and I do that same thing too. Let's go. Oh, from time to time. So we're met with another Alomomola here. My gosh. I'm loving these things. Yes, keep using them, folks. Slowking is enjoying this a lot. So we're going to go for the Psychic. They're swapping with energy. We're going to go ahead and go into our Vileplume, and we have an Electrode here, then giving us a little bit of problems throughout the day, but nothing to the point where it's like, I can't stand this thing. It's because we're not calling it correctly. So they're going for a foul play. Doesn't look like they do have Hyper Beam on this one. Obviously, they're not going to be going Hyper Beam and foul play unless they're crazy with the strategy, that is. And we're going to go ahead and go with the Sludge Bomb here instantly. I mean, we're going to get off whatever we can. Petal Blizzard is for like pretty much shields down, grass type out, something like that, right? So we're going to go ahead and go in here with the Castform, because we're actually going to be able to do super effective damage, and they do have the Alomomola in the back, so this is all we can do. We knew they were going to swap, so we go right into our Kingdra right after that. And as they go into their Alomomola here, we're going to go ahead and let this Psychic go through. And I think we want to farm down, getting a little... No, not actually wasn't brave, but they had enough energy to get off too here, because we forgot about what they did have when they retreated. So now we have no more shields. We need to get this off immediately here. This will get their last shield. The Castform is ready to go, but they let it go through because they realized the Castform had energy. So good game there. Into the next battle here, we're going to be met with a Charizard, and this is fantastic. Do you see all these leads with the Slowking? Slowking, guys, let's get a Slowking power. In comes the Wigglytuff, and we're going to go ahead and swap into our Vileplume here. And the reason why is, well, obviously because we're resisted, but they have a Charizard, so we don't necessarily want to be in that matchup. We took out a Pokemon, the Vileplume did its job, and oh my gosh, they let it go through, and it almost took out the stinking Charizard. So the Vileplume did its job times two. Really appreciate that. In comes the Castform, so we can absorb it, whatever they're going to throw at us. Maybe a Blast Burn before they do go down, a Hail Mary, but it's just a Dragon Claw, seeing that they'd probably do more damage. In comes a Slowbro here. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Why didn't I swap sooner? I wasn't paying attention. I forgot that I was able to swap at this time. That's what happened right there. So, got to kind of recover this. It's not like the worst situation or anything, but I could have been a little bit better. And it looks like they're almost going to be able to farm us down with Confusion, but we're able to get to another one, which is pretty big. It's resisted, but it's adding up quickly here. And the Castform is not going to really appreciate this. But what we do is, Yeah, we're going to build up to a Solar Beam. We could have probably won with just 2 Weather Balls, but, you know, let's go for it. Let's have a little fun here. Shields down. I'm going to use this Solar Beam. Gosh darn it, I bought this expensive secondary move. I'm going to use it. I don't care if they had a 1 HP. Anyways, good game into the next battle here. Let's see what it is this time, and it's going to be a Scolipede again. Slowking pulling the clutch wins. They're going to be swapping into an Electrode. And we're going to go right into that Vileplume. You already know the song and dance, folks. So we don't know. What is it? Hyper Beam? Another Hyper Beam. There it goes. And now we're like scratching our head like crap. What do we what do we do? Gonna go ahead and go in here with the Castform and farm down. Simple as that. Let this go through. We're not gonna put all our hope into the Slowking. Seeing that the electric type is down. Grass usually is accompanied with the poison, right? Alright, so they're going to be swapping into that Alomomola, and we didn't build up enough to go for a Solar Beam. They know that. I know that. So we're going to go ahead and swap into Slowking, go for the Psychic here, and we're probably going to get a shield now. Yeah, absolutely. It's coming down to the wire here. We're going to be having resisted waterfall damage. I love that. And charge moves, all of them that it's going to be using for the most part, usually for the meta, are going to be resisted. Psychic there. We did shield it up, unfortunately. That's okay. We do need to hold on to our health as much as possible at this point. Down goes the Alomomola. They still have 1 shield left. In comes the Scolipede. And the Confusion just putting in work here. I think we're going to go ahead and shield this up. And get to the Psychic. Beautiful. We're going to swap into our Castform instantaneously. And go for that Weather Ball. And take the win. Let's go. This team is really putting in some work here. Really is. Now if you're like, well, man, Poke, it's a lot of wins. Why aren't you ranking up? Well, I'll tell you exactly why. Because we were doing good all day. Going, 4-1, 3-2. And then usually my last games, yeah, I'm going to blame the algorithm. Oh, you better damn believe it. All right? And it just started countering me hard. I mean, there's nothing I can do. I mean, what? Simple. It's to be expected, you know? I used to get so upset and annoyed by how the game countered me like that. But now when my last 2 sets come around, I'm just like, I get you. I'm like, oh, yep, exactly. So we're working our way around, and we're having fun. Anyways, and we're met with the Clefable here. So, yep, we're going to go in here with the Vileplume and start Razor Leaf. They're going to go ahead and swap into a Crustle, which could be problematic up against the Slowking, as well as the Castform. The Castform is taking super effective from the Smackdown, as well as the Rock Slide, and the Slowking is taking super effective from the X-Scissor. So yeah, Crystal's pretty good. So we're getting them pretty low here. And all right, you want to see something where I screwed up? We had Sludge Bomb. We could have took him out or gotten a shield, and then done some damage. And I could have gotten to 2 Psychics, but you live and you learn. I wanted to leave that in there so you can see, we all make stupid mistakes. It's all good. So we're going to see a Scolipede. They're swapping into Alomomola. We're going to go right into Vileplume. You already know what it is here. So we're looking fantastic. Now, here's the thing. I was like, Psychic will KO, I'm pretty sure. So I wanted to have less health, but that Surf's not doing much. So, yeah, we're not going to let them farm us down in this situation here. I think this gets through. Look how much this does to a poison type. Look at that. That's not bad at all. That's not bad. Now, they can't necessarily... we think we would have been able to get to another Sludge Bomb. That would have been KO for them. I had to use a shield, but they could have farmed us down. But we have 2 Pokemon super effective here. So we're looking fantastic. We're going to go ahead and throw in the Castform because we think they're going to go for X-Scissor. There it is. And we're not going to use a shield. Not very effective. Otherwise, super effective to the Slowking. They're going to be going in with Seeking here. We have to look out for Mega Horn. Icy Wind, calling it. Beautiful. Lowered our attack. Doesn't really matter. We've been discussing Seeking being kind of squishy. And now you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So we're getting the shield out of them. Now we're going to have to call this one. This is Icy Wind? No, this is Drill Run. They want to take us out, absolutely. So we're calling it correctly. And will we get this last shield? Beautiful. Let's see if they want to shield it up. More than likely, yes. Yep. And they're going to try to farm us down here. What's going to happen? In comes the Castform. Drill Run is going to be getting us, but it's not going to KO. I think we can make it to a Weather Ball or take him out with an Ember. Taking out a Seeking with an Ember. Sounds good to me. Into the next battle here, folks. I have my spotlight hour here in just a few minutes. I better get to it. So we're going to be met with a good lead. They're going to be swapping into a Seeking here, and we're going to go right into our Vileplume. We're going to let this go through because we do not want to use a shield. We can survive this, as you can see here. It would have been a waste. Would have been a waste. They would have just countered us with that, as you can see. First time seeing one of those, by the way. Kind of threw me off because now what? That's a Psychic and Fire. I have Fire and Psychic and Water, but it has no Water moves. All right, so what are we going to do? It has a Fire Blast. So I figured that thing's not that squishy. Let's just go in here with the Castform and just start putting in work with fire moves. It doesn't matter. Side Shock hurts, but I'm not feeling threatened over here. They're going to be swapping to catch the Weather Ball. Okay, that's fine. I actually enjoyed that. So now I can go in here with my Slowking. We've chipped it. Now we can just do that much more damage because Medicham is going to be part Psychic. So Psychic is not necessarily doing the most damage to this fighter, right? Going to go ahead and go for our Psychic. This will do a lot of damage, though, so we're getting that shield out of him, the first one, too. And I think, yeah, we're getting a little low. Probably going to want to shield this here. Farming them down. Beautiful. And getting to the Psychic here, and I think they just let this go through. They realize it's a GG because we have the Castform in the back. Another one of those, like, Slowking Mind Control, just let it go deals. It's funny. Into the next battle, we're met with an Alomomola. Getting a swap here into a Wigglytuff. We're going to go right into our Vileplume here. Now, I wouldn't say this is the smartest decision. I could have maybe went in with the Castform. But here's the thing. I'm going to tell you a little trick. If I swap into this while they're into their Wigglytuff, and they're, had Alomomola in the beginning, they're going to reveal their last Pokemon. There you go. Exactly. They're not going to go Alomomola. They're running a Double Charm. So that's kind of a way to force them to reveal their final Pokemon to you more sooner than later. And we see they're running a Double Charm, which put a smile on our face. Let's get it. They're going to be swapping. We're going to go right into it. We have won the chess game here, Checkmate. So we're going to go for the Psychic. And, you know the drill. They're holding on to one shield. And basically what we're going to do is, I think we want to just shield this up. We don't want to risk anything with our Castform going up against it. Hydro Pump wouldn't have taken this out, but it doesn't matter. Castform is going to be able to resist pretty much everything the Wigglytuff's doing at us, so we just want to make sure we're in the clear here, and we are. Getting that last shield out of them. Can we get to another Psychic? Oh, that was so close. Going to throw in the Castform here, absorb whatever they throw at us, and then take the win with a Weather Ball here. Thank you for watching, folks. If you did enjoy, give it a thumbs up, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.